Hi everyone, I'm Danny, and today I'm going to talk about the environmental causes of migration. People migrate for all sorts of reasons, but today we're talking about those who migrate for environmental reasons. We call them environmental migrants. The whole concept of environmental migration is based on push and also pull factors. As time goes on, environmental migration is becoming more involuntary. People are being left with no choice but to move because the conditions are becoming worse. The first push factor we're going to talk about is crop failures. When crops don't produce a high enough yield, then famine occurs. People will migrate to have better food security or a guarantee they won't go hungry. The failure of crops also results in less agricultural jobs. In areas where agriculture is the main source of income for many people, the lack of jobs will force people to migrate to areas with more jobs. An ongoing factor for migration is water pollution. Water pollution is defined as anything that degrades water quality. When the water becomes too polluted, it can have an effect on the crops in the area. The polluted water results in an increased health risk for locals. They will choose to migrate in order to have clean running water. A tragic factor that affects many is natural disasters. Hurricanes, earthquakes, and tsunamis have a major impact on the land itself and those living off that land. Catastrophic disasters tend to cause people to become displaced from their homes with limited resources. People will migrate after a natural disaster to either avoid being in another catastrophic disaster or because they lost everything and desire to start over. Global warming is becoming more and more of a visible problem. Global temperatures have an effect on the amount of natural disasters and on people's everyday life. The rising global temperatures can cause major droughts. This is seen especially in Syria. In Syria, there was a drought from 2006 to 2011. It caused many farm workers and their families to relocate to cities. The country also saw an increase in food prices, which led to many families going into poverty. Climate change has had an effect on the whole world, most notably in Central America. Since 1950, temperatures in Central America have risen 0.5 degrees Celsius. They are expected to rise another 1 to 2 degrees by the year 2050. The rise in global temperatures has had an effect on weather patterns, rainfall, and soil quality. In the northern countries, they experience droughts, while in the southern countries, they experience floods. By the year 2050, the UN predicts 200 million people will be displaced as a result of climate change. Violence and environmental degradation are permanently linked. Gangs will establish a monopoly with the limited resources and use them to threaten locals. Central American countries receive foreign aid from the US. Thus, aid helps establish jobs, development classes, and community safety programs. Contrary to popular belief, foreign aid helps stop migration to the US. If the economy is stable, then there is no need to leave. In June 2019, President Trump stopped aid to the northern countries of Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. The funding cut did not help nor address the root problem of immigration, climate change. Instead of fixing the problem at the root, the Trump administration has done the opposite. They regularly deny the existence of climate change, pulled out of the Paris Agreement, and rolled back domestic carbon emissions.